is Starry Ari's ASMR. I am Ari, and today we are set up here in my bathroom, so the sound might be a little bit more echoey than normal. And I need to pack my travel makeup bag, and I thought it would make a fun video. So I have this kind of plastic see-through makeup bag. I like using this when I'm traveling because it makes it really easy for me to kind of see what products are where, and it's pretty large, so I definitely overpack when I pack for traveling. And since we will be traveling in the car, I don't necessarily need to limit everything that I'm taking. So like if we were traveling by plane, my makeup bag might look a little bit different because the liquid products would have to be in my separate liquids bag. So I'm going to kind of go through and just grab these items. So this is usually how I have my makeup set up on my countertop here. And then just out of view, I don't think you can quite see it, my mirror is just up here, and I have a little like stick-on organizer where a lot of my mascaras and other tools. This is a lip pencil. It's in just a little case. So I have that just kind of all up here, just out of the shot. So I'll be grabbing from there as well. So I'm just going to go ahead and get started. What I usually like to do is go through my makeup process to make sure that I kind of get everything for each step. And because we're going to be traveling for a little bit longer than just like a weekend trip, I am going to overpack my makeup. We have a few holidays and events that I want to make sure that I have kind of everything that I would like. So the first thing that I'm going to grab for my bag is primer. So usually I do moisturizer before primer, but my moisturizer is going to be in my regular like toiletries bag, which is separate from my makeup bag. So I have a few primers that I'm going to grab. This one here is the e.l.f. Power Grip Primer. I really enjoy this one. I feel like it really makes my makeup stay. I mean, it's the Power Grip Primer, but I do have some foundations that this does not play nicely with. So I've just kind of found that certain primers, the base formula, really works best with other foundations that kind of have a similar base formula. But I do enjoy this one. I'll just set that in there for now. I might just kind of throw everything in here and then maybe at the end tidy it up and organize it a little bit. So I'm hoping that there's some nice rummaging sounds. Okay, the next thing is another primer. I have like 3 primers that I go back and forth on. This is the Maybelline Baby Skin Instant Pore Eraser. I use this one actually usually in combination with the e.l.f. one. So I do this one kind of in my T-zone where I have more pores, and then I use the e.l.f. primer kind of around the outside of my face and then kind of slowly lightly bring it in towards the center, but I enjoy these two together. I don't know if they should work together, but I feel like they do work together for me. Okay. This next one, some of my makeup is a little dirty. I didn't go through and like wipe everything down, but this is the e.l.f. Poreless Putty Primer. I used to love this primer, and then for some reason recently, I don't know if it's just me switching up and messing around with different foundations, but there are some foundations when I put this on, it's just like everything does not sit nicely. But I do have a BB cream that I really like that does work well with this, so I'm still going to pack it. Okay, so those are the primers that I think that I'm going to bring today. And the next thing, so I would do primer, and the next thing would be my base face product. So the first one I'm going to grab is this AOA Studios Perfect BB Cream. I've talked about this in my Shop Miss A haul video. This is the BB cream that I've used for years. I really enjoy it. I have restocked this many times. I use the shade Fair, which I think is the lightest shade. And I usually get the shade Light for the summer. I think that's what this one back here is. But right now, since we're in winter, I am very pale. I mean, even in the summer, I'm quite pale. But right now, the Fair shade works best for me. So I'm going to pack this one. I like this one for kind of like an everyday makeup look. I think that it kind of evens out my skin tone, but it's not too heavy. And I'm going to pack another AOA Studio product. I've mentioned, I mean, like I said in my Shop Miss A haul video, I use a lot of their products. I really enjoy them. I think that they work really well for my skin type, and they're really, really affordable, so it doesn't hurt me too much to order something and try it out. But this is their Dewy Blend Foundation, and I use this one in the shade L1, which again might be the lightest or next to the lightest. I really love how this sits on my face, and by itself it doesn't last super long, which is okay for a dewy foundation that's this affordable. I'm not really going to fault it very much for that, but if I set it properly with powder and a setting spray, I feel like it at least lasts for as long as I want it to. But, I mean, this isn't a foundation that you should wear for like 24 hours. I don't know many foundations that you should wear for 24 hours, but I do like this one, and I love the finish that it leaves on my skin. It just looks very natural, but gives a bit more coverage than my BB cream, so I enjoy this one. I'm going to pack this one with me. I do have another foundation over here. This is one of my favorites as well. This is the Wet n Wild Photo Focus Foundation. I've had this one in the matte. I think this is like the original formula, but I've also done this one in the dewy, which I do enjoy. But this has been one of my go-to foundations for years. It's a little bit more full coverage than the other one, and most of my products tend to be pretty affordable. I've tried out higher end makeup and kind of like mid-range makeup, and most of the time, like, I don't see a massive difference for me, so I'd rather just save the money and get something that I think works well enough, at least well enough for my purposes, you know? So I do enjoy this one. I don't think I'm going to pack it because I have the other Shop Miss A foundation. I don't think that I need this one, and it takes up a bit of space. So I think that I can make do just with the other foundation. Okay, so after foundation, I would then do concealer. And I have a few concealers that I enjoy. So you can see here I have these two in one little container. And then I have two back here as well. So these are different shades. And they are different brands and formulas. So this one is the Maybelline Instant Rewind Eraser Concealer. I love this one. This one is like very lightweight on me. If I have really heavy spots or something that I'm trying to conceal, I mean, this one doesn't like completely cover it, but usually it does a pretty good job for like what I'm okay with. I am perfectly okay with like having some blemishes, and you know, like, we're all human. But if I am gonna put on a concealer, I do at least want it to kind of like even things out a bit. So I do really enjoy this one. This shade is like perfect. This is number 110. This is like my perfect skin tone match. So I usually use this one for kind of any spot correcting all over my face. So I enjoy that. I'm definitely going to pack that. And then this one is the e.l.f. Hydrating Camo Concealer. I tried the original Camo Concealer when it first came out and hated it. It did not sit well on my skin at all. It made me so dry. It just like, I could not get it to work. And then I saw when they had come out with the Hydrating Camo Concealer, there was so much buzz. So many people loved the original that I just wanted to give this a try and see if it worked. And lo and behold, it does. It works pretty well for me. It's quite a bit heavier than the Maybelline one. So I do enjoy this for like heavier correcting needs. But I do enjoy this one. And it is a tiny, tiny bit more yellow for me. This is the shade Fair Beige. And this one is like the closest to my skin tone of their shades that I could find. So I am going to pack this one as well. And then I have two of the same exact concealers, but in lighter shades. So this one is a bit too light for me. This one is Cool Ivory. And then this e.l.f. concealer is Fair Rose. So both of these are a bit too light, but I do really enjoy using them if I'm really trying to brighten up certain areas of my face. But I don't think that I need both of them because they both kind of serve that purpose. And if I'm really trying to correct coloring on my face, I use the other one. So I think I am going to pack this one, but not this e.l.f. Oh, I also forgot to mention, I do have this other Maybelline foundation back here. This is the Dewy and Smooth Fit Me foundation. I love the Fit Me foundations. I think that they work really well on my skin. They do oxidize quite a bit on me. I don't know if that's something that other people experience, but like I said, I already have another foundation that I'm packing, and I don't really want to take up the space with another one, so I'm going to leave this one as well. Okay, so we have got our concealers. So after I conceal, the next thing that I do is powder. And here is another AOA Studio product. This is their perfect setting powder. And I have this one in translucent. This is the matte translucent powder. I've gotten a few of their other ones. I like their soft light powder as well. It fits my skin tone pretty well. But I feel like the translucent powder is pretty, like, I don't know, it kind of serves all purposes. So I'm just gonna pack this one. And it's usually the one that I have out. So I didn't mention, this is not all of my makeup. I have a lot of makeup. But I have a little closet in our bathroom. And most of my extra makeup, like all of my extra palettes, and I have a ton of lipsticks, and just all of my extra stuff is in that closet. So all of this is kind of like the regular stuff that I might reach for on an everyday basis. So I am going to pack this powder. And then after I kind of lightly set my foundation and concealer with powder, I then like to warm up my face a little bit. And what I like to do for that is I have this LA Girl blush in the shade Just Because, and it is just the perfect cool tone kind of like contour shade for my skin tone, and I love this. I think that it just melts right into my skin really well. I think that it looks really nice with my skin tone. So I'm gonna pack this one. I saw this tip, I think on Reddit. I think that somebody had suggested trying this one out if you need a cool tone contour bronzer, because so many contour shades I pick up are just way too warm for me that they look like orange on my skin. So this one is like perfect. Also use a bronzer. So this is the Physicians Formula Butter Bronzer. You can see that I have used this one. I mean, I've hit pan on it. Yeah, this one is well loved. I have an extra backup of this one, but I've been trying to like use it and get through it before I open the other one. So I really enjoy this one. This is another one of those that really helps warm up my skin, but it doesn't make me look orange, so I really like this. And I like this one because the LA Girl blush I use as kind of like a contour, and then this I use as like a true bronzer to kind of warm up my face. So I am going to pack both of those. And then after contour and bronzer, I like to do my blush. And I have two blushes that I use typically. This first one, surprise, surprise, is an AOA Studio blush. I have quite a few shades of their blushes, and I really like them. But this one is kind of like a perfect pinky natural flush shade for me. And it doesn't have any shimmer, so this one is just a perfect color to put on as a base for a blush. So I really enjoy this one. So I do this one first. And then, if I am wanting to feel a little bit glowy, I have this one here that is well loved. As you can see, my container is a little bit busted. But this is the Pacifica Bronzed Rose Blush and Bronzer Duo. And I think it even used to say Pacifica here on the front, and it no longer does. So I don't really ever reach for the, oh, it does actually still say Pacifica. It's really hard to see though. But I never reach for the bronzer because it is very, very orange on me. But I love this blush. This blush is so pretty and it gives you like a wash of glow. It's not like, I've tried some blushes where you use it and it looks like you just rubbed glitter and sparkles all over your face, which is great for some looks, but for my kind of everyday blush, I just want like a glowy cheek, something that doesn't look super sparkly, and I think that this one does a great job of that. So I usually layer this one on top of the base blush, and it just gives a really perfect wash of color. I really like it. Okay, so after blush, I then usually move into my eyes, because then after my eyes I do highlight. So let's go ahead and do that. And actually, I have this eyeshadow primer. This is the Urban Decay eyeshadow primer potion. I don't use eyeshadow primer a lot of the time because I tend to blend my concealer, any extra that I have on my beauty blender, I just kind of put over my eyes and then set it, and usually that lasts me pretty well. But if I have an event, or if I know that I'm doing my makeup early in the day and I need it to last all day long, I do like to use the primer. So I am going to pack this one. And then after I prime, I like to do some eyeshadow, and I've already kind of planned that I want to take 2 of my regular eyeshadow palettes. So I also have another one. This is the Urban Decay Smoky Naked palette, but this one here is a little kind of put it together yourself type of palette. It was a magnetic palette at Shop Massé, and then they have these singles of eyeshadows, and I've kind of gathered the ones that I really like, that I think that I can do a lot of my regular kind of looks, but glam it up a little bit if I want. So I do have these here. So yeah, I'm gonna pack this little palette, and I like it does have a mirror on the inside here, so if I'm having to do my makeup in a pinch, or in, like if we're staying in a guest room or something that doesn't have a mirror, I'm still able to do my makeup. And I also want to pack this little cute mini eyeshadow palette, also by AOA Studios. And it has these really cute little Japanese blossoms or cherry blossoms on them. And this is the inside. And I really want this one for these kind of shades up here because my little palette doesn't really have a perfect like skin tone shade for me. So I did want to bring something, and this one is so small, but it also has some really fun sparkly shades down here that if I want to just have fun with a makeup look, that I think that I could dip into some of these and really do something fun. So this one is small enough that I am happy to take it along. Yeah, this is their 8-color Cherry Blossom eyeshadow palette. Let's go ahead and put that in there. And then after I do my eyeshadow, like whatever base eyeshadow, I then usually do a little bit of highlight on the inner corner and my brow bone. Now this is a new highlighter. You might have seen it in the haul, the Shop Miss A haul. This is the Velour highlighter. It's a very, very pretty pink champagne type of shade. I haven't actually used this yet. I swatched it and I really liked it. So I'm going to pack it just for fun. But the usual highlighter that I use is actually this one here. This is the Ofra Madison Miller collab, I think. The highlighter C Shimmer. This is like my go-to highlighter. It's a little broken. The top just kind of comes off like that. But it used to be hinged. And it is a very, very, very pretty champagne gold, but it's light enough that I can use it on my skin and still have it look really pretty. Okay, so after highlight, I then like to do my mascara. And I have 2 versions of basically the same mascara. This is L'Oreal's Lash Paradise mascara. This one is just their regular formula. And then this blue one is their waterproof formula. I like to bring both because there are some days where I just kind of want something a little bit lighter, not as harsh on my lashes. And then there are other days where I really want something to last long, and if I think that I might be outside in the rain or the wind, I really want something that is going to stick to my lashes. So I'm going to bring both of these. And then usually while my mascara is drying, I do my eyebrows. And I have this random little eyebrow powder that I have had for years. And I can't even tell what brand this is. I'm pretty sure I got this one off of Shop Miss A. I think it was one of their other, like it wasn't one of their lines, it was another line that they carried for a while. I don't remember what it was, but I really like this brow powder shade. This like matches my hair perfectly. Like my hair is this kind of like mousy brown color. So I really like this one. I'm not super picky about my brow products because I don't do a whole lot with my brows, but I think that this one kind of just matches me perfectly. And in that same note with brows, I have this little mini Gimme Brow kind of brow gel from Benefit. I got this one as a sample, I think in one of my Ipsy bags when I still had Ipsy. And I really like this shade. I don't know if I can find this shade, but it's like a perfect lighter shade for me. And I do enjoy it. I think that it helps kind of set all of my brow hairs so that things don't get crazy. I don't use this all the time, but this is one of those products like my eyeshadow primer where if I need my makeup to last pretty much all day, I will use this. Oh, I also forgot for eyeshadow. I got this fun liquid eyeshadow from Shop Missy, their A2O Lab line. It's a really pretty, like, pink, shimmery color. I wanted to pack this in case we have, like, a fun night out, and I could give it a try. I haven't tried this one yet, but I thought it would be fun to pack it and just take a look. I really like the packaging for this, too. The top is, like, this really fun glass type of look, and then it just unscrews like this, and the product is in this doe foot applicator. So let's go ahead and pack that too. Okay, and then after that, I usually like to do my lips. I like to wait and do my lips at the end. I think most people do. And I have a bag of lip products here. These are kind of my like everyday go-to products. Not every day, but you know, I tend to wear them a lot. So I don't think that I will need all of them. So I am going to go through these and kind of pick out the ones that I do want to bring. I know that I want a red lipstick for the holidays. I think I might just kind of take everything out and then we can kind of go through it. Okay, so this bag is empty now, and I think this is a really cute bag. I think that this was one of my Ipsy bags. It's made out of this really fun patterned canvas material. It has this little crystal tab pull for the zipper. So I think that I'm going to put whichever lip products that I choose to bring back in this bag before I put it in my regular makeup bag. I like to do that so that if something happens to pop open, I now don't have a bunch of lipstick that I need to clean off of everything. And I say that out of experience. So I have a couple of just regular lip balms. This is just a really basic one by O'Keeffe's that I really like. So I'm gonna definitely bring this one. I also have this Eve's chapstick. This is their strawberry sorbet. So I'm gonna bring this one. Because I don't always wear lipstick every day, but I do usually put on a chapstick every day. Okay, so then I know that I want a red lipstick, like a holiday red lipstick. And I have these two here that I think are pretty similar when they're actually on my lips. Although this one is a little bit brighter, which is kind of funny. I think looking at the package, you wouldn't necessarily think that, but maybe you would. I don't know how it's coming up on the camera, but this one is a little bit brighter, and I think that this one is a little more flattering on my skin tone. So I think I'm gonna bring this one. They're both very similar formulas to me. This is the Revlon matte lip color, and this is the Maybelline Superstay Matte Ink. So they both wear pretty similarly on my lips, but I think I'm going to bring this one and leave this one here. And with that, I usually like to do this lip liner. I feel like it's a pretty good base red tone, so I'm going to pack that one. And then I think I might leave this deeper red here. It's a little bit too dark, I think, for what I would be going for. So I think I'll leave this one here. And then I have these two lip liners. This one is a really pretty like pink nude, and then this one is a little bit more mauve. I think I'm going to pack both of these because no matter what other lip products I bring, these are pretty much my go-tos. And I know that all of the lipsticks look pretty good with those two. Okay. So I also have this Watermelon Burst Hydrating Lip Oil. I really like this. I know it's Watermelon Burst and we're kind of in winter season, but I still enjoy using this, so I think that I will pack this one as well. It's really nice and moisturizing. Okay, this one is a tinted lip oil, and it's a very, very pink color, and I really like this one in the summer, but I don't think that it's gonna be really fitting any of my makeup looks or outfits for the trip, so I think I'm gonna leave this one here. And I have this liquid lipstick from M Cosmetics. I really like this one. It's like a perfect pink mauve on my lips, so I'm definitely going to pack this one. It is a little drying, but I think that if I actually moisturize my lips properly before I use it, it tends to work okay. I'm just usually so impatient and forgetful that I don't, but I am going to pack this one. And I think that this one is a similar enough color that I'm going to leave this one here. I've only used this one once or twice, and I don't really remember whether I liked it a lot or not, so maybe that means that it's just kind of like a mediocre color, but I'm going to leave it here. And then I have these two Maybelline colors. This one is the Touch of Spice shade. I think that it's a little bit of a darker pinky mauve, so I am going to pack this one. I like to have options for my lip colors, but honestly most of my lip colors are kind of like some version or shade of mauve, so I am going to pack that. And then this one here is the same Maybelline lipstick, but it is in the shade Daringly Nude. And I like this one if I'm trying to lighten up my lip or do a little bit of a highlight in the middle. So I am going to pack this one. It's just always a good one to have. And I also didn't mention, I do have like 2 lipsticks in my purse that I like always have in my purse, and they're like my basic go-to lipsticks. And so I'm going to keep those in my purse. I'm not going to pack them in here. But this is a lip gloss from AOA Studio. And this is like just a really nice nude on me lip gloss. But it's a little bit darker so it doesn't make me look like a corpse. So I really like this. I'm going to pack it if I ever just want to do like a nice neutral lip. I like having this one available. This one is like a very pink purple mauve color. This is Lead This Way. No, sorry, Lead the Way. This is the Color Stay Limitless Matte by Revlon. I think I'm gonna leave it here. I think that I have similar enough shades, and I know that one of my regular go-to lipsticks that I have is also a very similar shade, and I like the formula better. This one stays longer, but it really dries my lips out, so I like having the other one. It's a bit more comfortable to wear, so I'm gonna leave this one here too. And then this is a lipstick that I think that I got in an Ipsy bag. If not, I don't recall at all how I got this one. But this is a very similar shade to all of my other lipsticks that I have, but it is a bit more warm and a little bit darker. So I like this one underneath the lip gloss. So I am going to pack it. Okay, so we at least are leaving behind these lip products. I know that I am bringing a lot, but like I said, I would rather have options than wish that I had brought something and not have it. Okay, so I'm going to set this just right in here. And the last thing that I like to do to finish off my makeup is setting spray. And I have a few different setting sprays that I regularly like to use. This first one is the Wet n Wild Photo Focus Natural Finish setting spray. I like this one. It's just kind of like a basic setting spray. I feel like it kind of helps melt all of my makeup together. I really like the Urban Decay setting spray if I need to like lock in my makeup, but I don't have a mini version of that one, and I don't reach for it regularly for an everyday look. I just like this one, so I think I'm gonna pack this one. And then I do have another setting spray. This is the e.l.f. Dewy Coconut Setting Mist. I really like this one, but I think that I only really need one setting spray. one necessarily more than the other one, so I'm going to leave this one here. So I have all of my makeup products in my bag now, and I have a few travel cases for my brushes and my makeup sponges. I'm gonna see if I can fit them in here, and we might need to do some rearranging to make that happen, but I think that we can get everything to fit. So this is my little travel carrying case for my makeup sponges, and I got these from Shop Miss A, and I like it. It just kind of keeps my sponges together. So I'm going to set that right there. And then I have this case that I know fits all of my basic makeup brushes that I use regularly. So I'm going to fill this up. And I usually have my makeup brushes just kind of up here. So this is a big fluffy bronzer brush. This was the one when I first got this little carrying case that I was like, is it going to fit? And then it did, so I knew that all of my makeup brushes would fit in here. So then I have this contour brush. Also, all of these brushes are AOA Studio brushes. They're very, very soft. I really like the Shop Miss A brushes. I think that they do a great job. They're my go-to brushes. And I have quite a few different versions of them. This one here is a blush brush. It's very soft. And then this one is a nice highlight brush. And then I have this little concealer brush that I am going to pack. I don't always use this. I usually like to blend my foundation and concealer with beauty sponges, but I like having a concealer brush in case I really need to pack on some concealer too, like on a blemish or something. So those are pretty much all of my base face brushes. And then I have a lot of eye brushes. So these are all of my eye brushes that I kind of regularly use for my eyeshadow looks. And I'm going to put these ones in the container facing this way so that I have all of my face brushes facing this way, all of my eye brushes facing this way. Also have a little lip brush that I would like to pack, as well as this kind of makeup spatula. I don't tend to use this a lot, but when I want to mix lipsticks or something like that, I enjoy having it. And I also have this kind of eyebrow brush. So now all of my brushes are kind of tucked away into this nice little carrying case, and it's really convenient. I used to just like throw my brushes in my makeup bag when I was younger, but I really like having something really convenient like this that I can set it in my makeup bag and able to just kind of grab out when I'm actually doing my makeup. And there we go. Now I have my makeup bag all nicely packed with, I think, everything and more that I might need on my trip. Let's see if I can close it nicely. And there we go. Well, I hope that you enjoyed this video and hanging out with me as I packed my makeup bag. I hope that the bathroom setting was okay and kind of the weird camera angle. Thank you so much for watching.